Greetings Midcoast Ukers, Jeff Weinberger coming at you here with a new ukulele tutorial. Today I'd like to talk about a song called If I Had a Hammer. And that was done way back in 1949. Pete Seeger wrote it. He did it with the Weavers. And then later on in 62, the year of my birth, the group Peter, Paul and Mary did a very famous version of it. Trini Lopez did one a couple of years later. But Peter, Paul and Mary's is probably the most well-known. That charted, was in the top 10 that year, July of 62. It was in the top 10, and they actually won 2 Grammys for that song. So it was a big deal back then. They performed it in the key of A, but for ukulele purposes, it maybe is a little bit easier to do it in C. And actually, you could do it in G, you could do it in F, but we're going to learn it today in C. Even though I just performed it in A using the original Peter, Paul, and Mary chords. So we'll only talk about the chords first. If you're in the key of C, the first chord of the song is going to be a C. Then we have an E minor chord. And then we have an F chord. And then we have a G chord. You might recognize that chord progression. C to E minor, F to G. That's Different Drum. That's one of the songs in our repertoire. It's a whole lot of other songs too, Georgie Girl being one of them. And you're going to find that certain chord progressions are very common, that a lot of songs share the same chord progression. But in this case, yeah, it sounds an awful lot like Different Drum. And the chords happen to be 2 beats apiece. So if you did the simplest of strums with your thumb going downward, you could do it this way. And we're going to do it a lot slower than Peter, Paul, and Mary. They do it at a rip-roaring tempo with a semi-fancy strum. We're going to do it today with a slow tempo and an easy strum, and then I'm going to do other parts. This video may have 2 or 3 parts, and for you that are more advanced, we'll learn the other stuff that makes it a little bit more exciting. But let's do the easy version for today. So you have C, 2 beats. You have E minor for 2 beats. Have F for 2 beats, and you have G for 2 beats. You will find other tutorials out there, ukulele tutorials, guitar tutorials, and otherwise, that claim the chords are C to G and then F to G. I have found that's not true. I listened really close, and I've confirmed it with some other ukulele tutorials that are reputable people that I trust their ear, and they indeed concur that it's C to E minor and F to G. That happens with the internet. You know, there's not always the most accurate information, and not everybody has the same tools to work with to figure out these songs. But I worked hard to confirm that, and it is indeed C to E minor, F to G. All right, so there we have the intro and a big chunk of the verse. The way that it's arranged is that we have the intro 4 times. So we go 4 times around those chords for the intro. And then when you start singing, that's going to be 3 times. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning. I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. So notice that, how he held out the F chord for 4 beats, and we actually held out the G chord for 8 beats. And so that gives us the 3rd time of the verse being slightly different from the first 2 times. The first 2 times are identical to the intro. Everything's 2 beats. But that 3rd time is the exception. So it's... Or, if I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning. I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. See that? So 4 beats of F and 8 beats of G will get you to the chorus. And the chorus just simply goes C for 8 beats, A minor for 8 beats, first time we've used A minor in this song, and then you have F for 2, C to 2, F for 2, C to 2, F for 2, C to 2, that's 3 of those. And then finally you just hang on G for 4 beats. Let me do all of that. I'm just going to play the chorus for you, and then we'll talk about it. I'd hammer out danger, I'd hammer out warning, I'd hammer out chorus was 2 measures of C. I'd hammer out danger. I'd hammer out warning is A minor for 2 measures. And hammer out love between my brothers and my sisters all over this land. So that was F to C, F to C, F to C, hang on G, over this land. And that's going to be our original chord progression. C minor, F, G. Ooh, if I had a bell. And that just starts a whole new cycle. This song really has just verses and choruses in it. You don't have to worry about instrumental solos and bridges and fancy stuff. It's pretty straight ahead folk tune. So that's the basic idea. And then all we have to do is get some different strums going instead of just 2 strums per chord. You probably noticed I started getting bored and throwing in more strums than just 2. Well, a very simple folk strum that you could do would be down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. That would totally work. As opposed to the actual strum that Peter and Paul do, which is more like... We'll get into that in subsequent videos, but for today, the most complicated we're going to get is down, down, up, 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 down. If I had a hammer, I'd hammer in the morning, I'd hammer in the evening, all over this land. So there you have it. Simple chord, simple strum. Just have to memorize the words and you have to memorize the chords. There will be no song sheet for this. We're not going to be doing it that way. This is kind of expressly in request from one of our members who said, hey, you should teach us some easier songs, but do them by ear so that we don't have a song sheet to look at. And so this is the first in a series. Pretty soon we'll be doing the Garden Song by Dave Mallet that way too. So don't cheat, don't Google this, and don't be looking up the chords and everything. Just try to do it from this video. And let me know, give me some feedback in the comments below, or if you want to email me, and let me know how that works out for you. Okay, Midcoast Ukers, you take care, and I will catch you later. Bye-bye.